Here we go. What is going on? Cover One crew. Your boy Chris Chow's back again. It is a game day, baby. It's Thursday night football. The Atlanta Falcons taking their talents to Carolina to face those Panthers. And we got, of course, boomer bust Kyle Pitts this time. Is he finally going to, give us the point productivity we require? Or is he going to continue to poop the bed? And I got some stats that will encourage you because things are starting to look on the rise for Kyle Pitts. Believe you me, it is coming. We got to have faith. But I also do got point spread picks for this contest as well as start sit for the Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, who are fantasy relevant in this contest. So let's get to it. Thursday night football, baby. Let's go. So when we dive into Kyle Pitts right away, it is a very, interesting aspect because he does have several games above at minimum 5 targets with a ceiling of 9. So you can't hate that. The target share is there for this man. It's just not being converted into point productivity. The catch rates are absolutely horrific in some of these contests where he has been getting a boatload of the target share, and it just has not come to fruition. Drops have been a problem. Errant passes coming from a Marcus Mariota, that has been a problem as well. Not getting this man in open space with the ball in his hand, another issue. But we're talking about the games that he did produce, at least in the target share. Week 1, 7 targets, 2 receptions. This is just not going to cut it, man. Week 3 was kind of a big game for him. 8 targets, 5 receptions, 87 yards. So at least he was viable in that contest for tight ends. Week 6, he also did miss that one week 5 contest due to injury. Did not help his overall stat line. But week 6, 3 targets, 3 catches. That's great, man. 100% rate of catch. And that looked horrible on the stat line, except he saved his day with a touchdown. So that was okay as well. Week number 8, 9 targets, 5 receptions, 80 yards, and 1 touchdown. But still, you see the 55.6 catch rate. If he can up that a lot more, we are going to see a lot of good things coming from a Kyle Pitts. This past week, 7 targets, 2 receptions. You kidding me with this garbage, man? They just cannot get him the ball. But at least over the past 3 weeks, we are seeing a dedication to get him the target share. 5, 9, and 7 in targets coming his direction the last 3 weeks. That is definitely something to get encouraged upon. When we talk about the overall statistics for the season, 8 games, 46 targets, like I said, 23 receptions, 285. Not great in the overall statistical achievement. 2 touchdowns. He did already surpass last year's total. I believe he only had 1 last year. But here is the problem, the conundrum that we all face in: do we start a Kyle Pitts this week once again? Do we continue the suffrage? Because it's a lot of suffrage, man. But the problem is that, the Atlanta Falcons, they're utilizing the ground attack a lot, and that is also with Marcus Mariota running the ball with high frequency. Only 157.2 pass yards per game in this Atlanta Falcons offense right now, only equating to 7.8 yards per attempt. This is not good enough. This is the problem. So when Kyle Pitts does drop a pass or the errant pass does fly over his head or is too short for a Kyle Pitts, this is a problem. This is why we're not seeing it. So your efficiency rates definitely have plummeted based on the fact of yards per attempt and the amount of drops and the lack of catch rate that we're seeing from a Kyle Pitts. These are the biggest problems that we see as of today. However, we got some a rate of optimism because of the last 3 contests as well. It has lifted Kyle Pitts' stat line in average target air yards. You gotta love what you see in this perspective, because that's when they're trying. There is a dedication to get Kyle Pitts the ball, and eventually it's going to come to fruition, and you got to think potentially this is the week that we see it happen. 13.5 in average targeted air yards. That's 12th rank in wide receivers and tight ends, if you can believe it. Number 13. This is a very good stat line when we're starting to look at wide receivers or tight ends to break out in this realm, man. Share of average air yards, for the team. 30%, man, 30.85. That's 21st ranked in the NFL between wide receivers and tight ends. So the share is also there. We just got to see it convert into statistical achievement, into receptions. 46 targets for 23 receptions. It's not going to cut it. We got to see that number get up. So at least if he gets around 8 to 9 targets per game, we want to see at minimum 6 to 7 receptions and at least some red zone opportunities. They continue to run the ball. That is part of the problem and why Kyle Pitts' stat line is still not there. But again, efficiency rate numbers are plummeting through the floor based on how much target share this man does receive. But for these Atlanta Falcons in the start-sit, we got Marcus Mariota coming off a subpar contest. This is where he gets right back to the good books, man. They just played these Panthers 2 weeks ago, and Mariota was above the 20-point line. He is definitely a low-risk play for me. He has been good. They've been nursing him along. You got to understand this. They try, to give him the best opportunity to win, and this is what the Falcons are doing and doing it well. They realize that this division is not super loaded anymore. The Buccaneers are fading a little bit. There is an opportunity for Atlanta to win this division, if you can believe it. Mariota almost 150 fantasy points right now, 142.8. He is a low-risk start for me. If you have him, you have quarterbacks on the bye. You got issues with guys like Josh Allen. You don't know if he's going to play this week due to the elbow injury. Marcus Mariota is definitely one we can once again trust this week, even though the rushing upside does fall down a little bit because Cordero Patterson is back in the mix. 74.6 points. He is a stud start, Mr. Cordero Patterson. Man, you see him truck that dude on that goal line? He's a wide receiver, man. He's not supposed to do that, but he's a dog, man. He's just a damn good football player. He's a stud start once again against his Carolina Panthers defense that is gashed on the ground with high regularity. He's going to be involved heavily once again. Came back from that injury off the IR unscathed. He is good to go. You're firing up a Cordero Patterson everywhere you got him, obviously, but he's got a stud start designation from me, man. Tyler Algier, he's got TD upside. Even though we see a lot of work from a Cordero Patterson, the TD upside is still there for a Tyler Algier. You cannot get that twisted. It's still going to come and it's still going to happen. They're going to mix and match the goal line opportunities. It is a higher risk, though. I completely understand. I would not necessarily start him unless you have to. If you don't have any running backs to play right now, I understand playing an Algier. Outside of that, I would look in another direction because the TD upside is only the only way you're likely going to save your day with Tyler Algier. Drake London, I'm giving him a mid-level risk because the target share was good last week as well. You feel it, man. You feel it with this Falcons team right now. They are definitely trying to uplift the target share to Drake London and a Kyle Pitts. They're their two biggest playmakers in the passing game. Why aren't you utilizing them? I think this is starting to come, and it's going to start to happen as they get closer to the postseason with the potential to win this division. They're going to have to win games outside of just running the ball. So we'll see, man. You got to say, man, Marcus Mariota's got to have more than like 15 passes. 20 passes is good for Marcus Mariota, and there's a potential that he could complete at least 15 to 17 of them. So let's go. 20-25 attempts, I want to say, for Mariota. But Drake London gets a mid-level risk for me. I think that the target share does support it, but he is, again, touchdown dependent at this point. So I would not start him, but I think he's got a mid-level risk. Could break out this game as well, so we can start trusting him as well moving forward. Zacchaeus, he's a high risk, even though I do like the potential for PPR upside, but he's been fading off the last couple weeks. There's just not enough balls and targets to go around to support all these wide receivers in this passing offense for the Falcons at this point. So he is a high risk. You're not starting Zacchaeus, even though I do believe he still will continue that PPR upside, but not this week as well. Bird, he is a boomer bust product. If they need a big play, he showed out in that last Carolina game. That's why I'm putting him here again. Potential boomer bust prospect product once again for week number 10. And Kyle Pitts, you're firing up, Matt. Fire him up this week once again. You drafted him. We got to stay the course, okay? You are not, unless you got a better option, okay? That's the only caveat I'm going to say, and it's got to be like Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews. I think Kyle Pitts gets out of the, doghouse in this contest. 7 targets for 2 receptions last week was absolutely dog-ish. You know what I'm saying? This week, I do believe they're going to continue to force feed the man, and potentially we're going to see him score a touchdown. I do believe that Kyle Pitts finds his way into the end zone this week. I'm going to put a 80% threshold prediction on that, man. 80%. Get in the end zone, Kyle Pitts. Do not fail me now. I'm firing up everywhere I got him. I got 2 shares of Kyle Pitts myself, and I will fire him up this week. The Carolina Panthers, P.J. Walker, he got benched last week after a subpar showing. Baker Mayfield came back, moved the ball in garbage time, and it was an ugly game for the Panthers. He gets a start once again, P.J. Walker does. He's got a mid-level risk for me, simply based on how he played this Falcons team 2 weeks prior. And I mean, that one long touchdown pass he did throw, one of the best throws we've seen all season long from any quarterback in the NFL. Just gorgeous. Mid-level risk, but he's got a very short leash. I would not start a PJ Walker. I think, you got Daniel Jones, you got Andy Dalton on the waiver wire. If you got bye-week trouble or injury quarterback trouble, you have other options. The short leash is where it scares me for a PJ Walker to continue to play the entire game because they got Baker Mayfield. They activated Sam Darnold. Not sure if he's going to be dressed or not, but you got Baker Mayfield waiting in the wings, so if PJ struggles, they're yanking him, and they're going to throw Baker Mayfield in the mix. Deontay Foreman, low-risk play for me. He came off a bad contest this past week, but again, they fell behind huge, and there was nothing they could do, so obviously they were not running the ball. Against the Atlanta Falcons, Deontay Foreman was a beast, and I totally suspect he's going to do the same thing again. Fire up a Foreman on Thursday Night Football. He should find his way into the end zone as well. Chuba Hubbard is back, likely from that ankle injury. He was a participant in practice and should play, so that will at least give a spell back. He is a high risk. You're not starting him. We got to see if they're going to limit the touches for a Foreman to give some to Chuba, but I don't know if it's going to happen. DJ Moore is definite low risk for me as the new coaching staff continues to force feed this man, as we all wanted to see. DJ Moore, definite low risk. You're firing him up everywhere you got him, as is kind of Terrace Marshall. I think he's got some good opportunity. The target share is definitely coming his way. Now this offense is being predicated upon the run game with Foreman, DJ Moore in the pass, along with Marshall to support DJ Moore. So I do believe that there is potential. I would not start him, even though I got him as a low risk. But this is something that we need to keep our eye on because there is flex appeal here as well. If Marshall can find his way into the end zone, that's a gorgeous start for you. I don't hate it in the flex this week because the Falcons are so porous in the pass game. They give up a lot of yards. They give up a lot of receptions. I do believe that it is a viable flex play, even though you don't play flexes on Thursday, because you got to keep that option open just in case your player gets injured. But you know what I'm saying. The flex appeal for a Terrace Marshall is starting to creep up. 32.6 points is not horrible given the fact of when he started playing this on this offense, getting more opportunities, I should say. Laviska Shenault is a high-level risk, not playing him. He's just that gadget weapon you want to see this offense kind of morph around. I just don't know if the quarterback can support all of these wide receivers, as is Tommy Tremble, my guy, former Notre Dame product. I love this guy's game. He's just one of the best blocking tight ends that you're ever going to see. He's just a damn good football player. Now he's got some TD upside as well. I want to see one more week before I can say I'm kind of getting comfortable starting this man potentially, because tight end's such a crapshoot if you don't have the top dogs like I've been saying all season. Tommy Tremble is definitely one you got to at least put on your radar because he is a good talent that maybe if he can round out the rest of his game, he could be something definitely on the field. He'll never leave the field on the run game because he's that good of a damn blocker, but I'm telling y'all, it's coming potentially in the pass game. Before we get into the point spread picks, Greg's got a message for y'all, so listen up.
Hey guys, Cover One is excited to announce our new partnership with BetUS. BetUS has a live wagering on all major games, the best betting variety in the business, and an easy deposit and withdrawal process with the fastest payouts in the industry. Our loyal Cover One fans get a choice between 2 exclusive offers, either a 125% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,500 or a free $50 bet with no deposit required. Just use promo code COVER1 on the links provided in the show description below. BetUS, where the game begins.
So as we dive in, BetUS, go make your bets today. You got to love it, man. But it is the Atlanta Falcons favored by minus 2.5 points in this contest. Was a shootout last time, man. Went to overtime, like he said. DJ Moore chucked his helmet. The kicker missed some kicks. Who knows what's going to happen? It is in Carolina, so this is a downgrade for these Falcons. However, I do like Atlanta with a Cordero Patterson. Changes the entire dynamics of this offense. big time. They can lean on the ground game. They can check down. They can have schemed up plays in the pass game for Patterson while hopefully spreading the ball around to Drake London and a Kyle Pitts. So I do like the Atlanta Falcons this week at minus 2.5. I will take them. I am 7-2 so far on the season on Thursday Night Football, way above 50% on the season for point spread picks. So definitely, if you want to follow my advice, I'm hitting pretty good right now. I'm picking Atlanta to win this contest 24-17. Carolina's going to be packing it in. I mean, their record shows that they're not going to be able to continue down this path. But, I mean, we'll see how this goes. Carolina's got some fight in them. You know, P.J. Walker can move the ball around. If he has a good day, it is a short week again. So I do believe we're going to see a lot of run, potentially a lot of play action pass from Marcus Mariota. But I do like the Falcons to cover this week and win for Thursday Night Football. So there you have it. That is Boomer Bust Kyle Pitts. What do we do? We're starting him. We're starting him this week because we got to trust it, man. We got to trust the process based on the numbers of the air yards and the target share that is coming his way. We will finally get him to score touchdowns and points. Let's hope, man. But there it is, man. Atlanta versus Carolina Thursday night. You guys will be begging for these contests come spring and, early days of summer when we're dying for football. So appreciate the games when we have them. I'm telling y'all. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, start some questions. You got them. I will answer you back 100%, so drop them in those comments. But we'll see you next time. Enjoy the game, and I am out.